Everyone loves trading cards, right? I'm pretty sure you do. Pretty sure everyone who is a kid, who has been a kid, has always loved collecting trading cards. It could be Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it could be Pokemon cards, it could be just about anything. Or Bakugan cards, because that Bakugan was my shit back in the day. And especially this gal right here, she definitely loved Bakugan and Pokemon and other types of, or Beyblade. Beyblade was also my stuff. Alright, just chill and get on with the story time. But this is an interesting one because this happened on a very uneventful day when I lived in this place called Yoen. You know what? Let's just call it River's Mouth. Let's call it that. It happened on a day when I, just a young Violet, was walking home from school, listening to music until I decided to stop by this grocery store right next to our school. And usually they have like an animal shop there, so I went to go look at all the different animals they had there. And then my curiosity piqued when I wanted to go visit this little kiosk they had there. It is called R-Kiosk. Yes, it sounds very weird when you say it in English, but trust me, it makes way more sense when you say it in the Finnish sense. But I went there, and they had like a bunch of Pokemon trading cards, and I, of course, me being all curious and everything, I decided to do the next dumb thing. I tried to steal them. Yes, that's right, I tried to steal them. And me, as a kid who I didn't know any better, I honestly still don't, but no, I'm just kidding. But I tried to steal them, and of course, a ninja cashier over here immediately saw my dastardly deeds and told me to put the cards back on the shelf, and I, ashamed of myself, just walked out of the shop and continued walking back home. And let's say I wasn't really proud of myself after all of that. But this is just a little life lesson for every single one of you out there, or just mostly the kids. Don't try anything like this. Don't try and steal stuff from anything, from a store or kiosk, whatever the case may be, because you will get busted for it. And let me tell you, it won't end up looking good for you, and especially it won't end up looking good, especially for your parents. So just remember this, and you'll do just fine. Just don't do the same mistakes that I did, because I'm definitely still regretful for all of that. Maybe that cashier is still remembering all of that to this day, probably sitting in his home just remembering how this little dumbass kid tried to steal some Pokemon cards from the freaking shelf. Yeah, again, life lesson, don't do it, because it won't end up looking good for you.